Hello everyone, you're listening to The Right Side of Gaming. Today we're going to go over the Magic Legends State of the Open Beta. It basically released an announcement saying, this is where we stand after the first week, here's some of the feedback we've gotten, and this is what we're going to be doing to address some of it. Some of it is pretty straightforward, like just trying to improve performance and doing things behind the scenes for that, which I appreciate. The big stuff that I think people are going to care about is first right here, the Dimir Assassin class unlock and the Night Veil Stalker spell are going to be put into the Battle Pass. So if you get to level 50 of the Battle Pass, be it free or the premium version, either way, you're going to get the class and the spell. I think this is a great way to do it. As long as you're playing the game, you will unlock them. You can still go and get it earlier if you're willing to pay a little money or if you want to try to buy it off the market. But you're going to be able to earn it strictly through play. And to be clear, you're going to have to play pretty regularly. I think I looked at it, and as long as you do your dailies and your weeklies from here on out, you're going to be fine. But you don't really have a whole lot of room to miss days. So you really want to make sure that you're hitting those dailies and weeklies and getting all of your Battle Pass XP. But yes, it is still achievable to get that Dimir Assassin. Definitely worth not having to pay 8.5 million gold for. We also talked about the currency exchange. I think this is going to come up sooner rather than later because we're starting to see prices change a little bit. But they talked about how they seeded some Aether into it whenever the game started. They seeded 1 million Aether into the exchange at a 1 to 385 exchange rate. And then as soon as that's gone, it's just everything's going to be player driven. I've seen prices going down for a while, and now they're starting to go back up. We got down to that 385 exchange rate for a little bit, but now prices seem to be going back up. Personally, I think people would rather have Zen right now because it's a way you can unlock classes, unlock the Battle Pass, or at least the premium version of the Battle Pass, and get some of those booster packs. So I think people that want to make sure they get everything in the game are going to want to have that Zen. Admittedly, the Aether also comes in handy because a lot of stuff you upgrade requires that Aether, so I can see some people preferring to go that route. But I think Zen is usually going to be the bigger one, so I think the prices are going to start going up. We'll have to see how that goes. We've talked about them making changes to chat so that you don't see as much. We're going to see how that turns out. I noticed even today it's still been really quiet. The other big news, maybe not so much for people that are already in the game, but if you're trying to get your friends into it, it looks like they're going to shorten the tutorial. I guess in the closed alpha, they thought the tutorial was too short, and they didn't really know a lot of how things worked, so they decided they needed to make it longer, and I guess based on feedback, they've decided they've gone too far in the other direction. They're going to try to make the tutorial shorter so that you can get your additional spell slots, your dual color decks, being able to party up with others, all that fun stuff sooner. And so that you can get to your round the second time, which is, if you'll remember, when you go to your round the second time, that's when you unlock the ability to start upgrading things. Get that sooner because a lot of the stuff that you want is going to be hidden behind those upgrades. We'll see a little later on, but there's going to be a lot of spells hidden back behind those upgrades. I know you can't get legendary artifacts until you buy the unlock in there. I know you have to level it up to be able to buy, additional class. So you're gonna have to see how much stuff is hidden back behind there, but it's definitely worth it to make sure you're hitting those upgrades. They're also going to increase the rate of new spell drops. So how much of a chance you have of getting a spell you don't already own in comparison to picking up pages for stuff you already have. They're going to double the rate of the new spell drop. See, double the rate. It's going to be great because I know a lot of people still haven't picked up a lot of the spells out there that you can get from just doing, your questing and overworld stuff. That's going to be going live in next week's maintenance, the double drop rate. And I assume that's going to be Tuesday. Tuesday is the day the game started. I assume Tuesday is going to be the weekly reset then, and that's probably also going to be their maintenance day, because it's really easy to do maintenance during the weekly reset. We're gonna have to wait and see what they say, but I would bet it's gonna be on Tuesday. There's some more stuff about player collisions. I think we saw some of that up there in performance too. And then they go in about endgame, because a lot of people are asking what endgame is going to look like, and they're basically saying, well, you're going to need to upgrade everything in your personal realm. That's part of it. That's how you get level 10 and everything, level 10 Aetheric Core, level 10 on your workstations, level 10 on all your lands. And that's going to increase, your quality of your drops. It's going to let you craft more stuff. Apparently, there's a lot of spells hidden in there, because it says roughly 30% of all spell unlocks come from this system, which would make sense. You have 10 levels of those unlocks in your personal realm, and you get 5 spells per level, basically, 1 in each color. There might be more in there, I don't know, or less, who knows. You'd have to probably upgrade it all the way to find out. But assuming you're getting, 1 of each color at each level, that is 50 spells, and there are, 170 or so in game. So that is a big chunk of spells that are hidden behind those unlocks. So it really, again, really benefits you to be hitting those unlocks and making sure that you're unlocking stuff as you go. And then, of course, they talk a little bit more about difficulty. You do something that's harder, you get more XP and currencies of whatever. And you're going to get better drops too. But all of that is stuff we already knew. I think a lot of it's just going to be, well, what are we doing for endgame? Well, you're going to be replaying a lot of the stuff you've already done, but at a harder difficulty. I'm hoping maybe we'll get some new story at some point, maybe once everyone's settled in, maybe after the first season or so, Battle Pass. Maybe we'll get something that ties stories together or something, and there will be the equivalent of a raid. I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some type of end game going, but for now it's basically you just want to upgrade everything, unlock everything, and start working towards doing everything you can on the hardest difficulties. They also want to do some general improvements, your quality of life, stability, all that type of stuff. But most of it, I think, is really going to affect people up here in the monetization, being able to get that Dimir Assassin class and just through playing, and maybe seeing how the currency exchange is going to get affected once all of that seeded Aether runs out. But if I had to guess, I'd say right now the biggest news out of this is knowing that you don't have to pay 8.5 million gold to get the Dimir Assassin, or having to blow through a bunch of booster packs. You have that option now to earn it strictly through playing and being able to just grind out that battle pass. So what I'm taking from this is make sure you do your dailies for that battle pass, and make sure you're upgrading your personal realm when you can. That's all I had for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you'd like to leave a comment, like, subscribe, that'd be great. If not, that's okay too. I understand. Either way, I hope you have an awesome day, and I will catch you next time.